or $100, and it's all for the nonprofit organization Relationships Unleashed. With this donation, you will help enhance the 3 core principles of education, empowerment, and enrichment to the LGBTQ community and its allies. Go to www.relationshipunleashed.com on the World Wide Web, relationshipunleashed.com. All donations are tax deductible. Come on, join the movement. By the way, I don't need a badge or a gun. I carry a microphone, bub.
June 27th is National HIV Testing Day. Nearly 1 in 7 people with HIV in the United States can't get the help they need because they don't even know they're infected. Testing is the critical gateway to HIV prevention and care. If you test positive, you can start getting treatment to improve your health. Visit cdc.gov/HIV treatment works.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
In Memphis, condoms are free from Planned Parenthood and their friends all over town.
Nothing sexier than free. So check out freecondomsmemphis.org and get some.
Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Want to talk about sex? Talk about condoms at freecondomsmemphis.org. Get some before you get some. freecondomsmemphis.org.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Dear HIV,
I may have gotten you,
but you will never, ever get the best of me.
I take charge of my health.
I take my HIV meds every day.
I don't just live with you. I live well with you.
HIV treatment works.
Get in care.
Stay in care.
Live well.
Choices is a nonprofit sexual health clinic in Midtown Memphis. We accept TennCare and offer patient assistance to help pay for needed services. Choices is proud to provide comprehensive reproductive health services in an LGBTQ-affirming environment. We offer a wide range of services, such as general wellness, fertility assistance, STI testing and treatment, reproductive health services for people living with HIV, including PrEP and PEP, birth control, Gardasil vaccinations, abortion services, miscarriage management, and services for trans and gender nonconforming people, including hormone replacement therapy. Everybody needs choices.
You know, a lot of girls be thinking my songs are about them, but this is not to get confused. This one's for you. Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We could do it.
And we're back. This is the live show on KWAM 900 Talk Radio, the new voice 107.9. And we bumping that new Drake, man. That Drake is hot. What's the name of the CD? Scorpion. Y'all didn't give me a hand clap. I downloaded my first CD on Apple Music today. That's really sad. I'm so behind.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I downloaded on Apple. I was like, I'm going to buy me a CD. They was laughing at me in the barbershop. Oh, we're good. Well, we're back, and we're talking with Dr. Wallett about these myths about Planned Parenthood. And let's jump into this big myth. Let's talk about this.
Reintroduce yourself. What is the mission of the radio show?
Oh, the mission of the radio show is empower our community, to enrich our community, and to, what's the other one? I forget. Educate our community. I've been drinking this Starbucks. It got a lot of shots in it. Shots. Let's talk about this myth. Do any of my taxpaying dollars go to Planned Parenthood, Doc?
Yeah, so I think we already talked about the government doesn't fund Planned Parenthood, but also taxpayer dollars do not go to abortion. There's something called the Hyde Amendment that basically blocks federal funds from paying for abortion. And then individual states can also take this a step further and block state funds from paying for abortion. So here in Tennessee, neither federal or state funds pay for abortion. So that means for patients who are on government insurance programs like Medicaid, they don't have access for insurance coverage for a medical procedure that they might need.
Did you hear that?
Did y'all hear that?
We hope you heard that.
Me too.
Okay.
If you want to talk to Doc and ask any questions, give us a call here at 901-260-5926. Again, the number is 901-260-5926. We have Dr. Sarah Wallett in the studio, and she is the new director, the new medical director at Planned Parenthood of Tennessee and North Mississippi. So let's go.
So
another myth.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into this big hot topic. with the our Supreme Court justice getting ready to retire, and one of the campaign promises that 45, I can't say his name, he made to reverse Roe versus Wade on the principle of abortion. So if you just wanted to talk and just clear up anything about that abortion, what would you want the listeners to know?
A lot.
Okay.
I don't know how long this show is.
You got the next 15 minutes.
Just to clarify Roe v. Wade, I'm not sure that everyone might know what that is.
Okay, so, please clarify that.
1973, a U.S. Supreme Court decision, Roe v. Wade, basically allowed for women to have access to abortion based on a right to privacy.
Okay.
Before that time, it was a state-based issue. So there were some states where abortion was available for women, other states where it wasn't. Most of them, they were not. And what that meant for women's health is that when abortion is illegal and not accessible, women continue to access abortion at the same rates. They're just having illegal, unsafe abortions. Yeah. And so abortion was a cause of maternal death, something that we don't see anymore. Women would, all of the hospitals would have a ward full of women suffering consequences of illegal, unsafe abortions. Okay. Something that doesn't happen anymore. Okay. Abortion is one of the safest medical procedures that a person can have. It's safer. There's fewer complications than getting your wisdom teeth out, than getting a colonoscopy. But it's one of the most highly restricted medical procedures anywhere. There are laws restricting what I can do in ways that no other physician is restricted.
Okay,
so one thing that I heard, you can bring the call in. One thing that I heard was that with abortion and how they would want to paint the picture for it, and that the heartbeat and how they make women do the ultrasound now. And go just jump through hoops, counseling before you can even have the procedure done.
What I can tell you is when women come to me and ask for an abortion, this is not a decision that they have come to lightly. To say that it is, I think, takes away agency from women. They are smart. They know exactly what a pregnancy is and what a pregnancy leads to. And by the time they've come to talk to me, they have thought this through and decided that in their life and their circumstances, that this is the right thing. There's lots of myths about people who have abortions. I think a common one is that they don't have any children. That's not true. Most women who have an abortion already have children, so they know 100% what being a parent would mean. Most women who have an abortion are religious, so these are not, they are women who go to church and pray and all the things that you wouldn't expect. That I think that we are taught not to expect.
Well, you have a caller. They want to ask you some questions. Caller, you're live on the live show on KWAM 990 Talk Radio. What's on your mind?
Hey, how y'all doing, people?
Hello.
What's up, David?
Oh, y'all got it. I am voting for Lee Harris. That's first of all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I need your autograph. I saw you in the commercial.
I'll give it to you. I got you.
Man, I ain't studying your autograph. I'm just Look, good. Hello to you, guest. Doctor, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for calling.
No problem. I just found out y'all gave up free condoms, man. I've been going to Walgreens and all that money.
Yeah, we give out free condoms, more than 500,000 condoms a year. We distribute them at 85 locations across Shelby County. So yes, come get our free condoms. Don't buy them at Walgreens.
Yes, ma'am. Don't you worry about that. I certainly will. Even though I don't have a willing participant, but when I get one, I'm gonna have some condoms.
You ain't gonna do them, but blow them up like some balloons.
Anyway, let me say, my question is this: let's say that Planned Parenthood did not exist. What would people do? Where would we go for free condoms, for recommendations on reproductive health, on all those other things? What would we do in that case? I mean, is the state, these people who are angry at Planned Parenthood, well, why don't they provide the services that you provide, and then they say, well, we ain't gonna do any abortion?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think something that we should all be concerned about. experts who have looked at this issue, so the American Public Health Association, have said over and over again that community health centers don't have the capacity to take over Planned Parenthood patients.
Wow.
Across the U.S., about 2.5 million patients are seen by Planned Parenthoods a year. And many Planned Parenthoods, more than half of them are in rural or underserved settings. And all of our health centers and our affiliates, so across Tennessee, are in underserved areas. There's not the capacity, even if there were other health centers that willing to do the services that we currently do, they don't have the capacity to see the patients that we're currently seeing.
That makes sense, because the people that are passing the legislation, they have great health insurance.
Privileged white men.
Yeah, so they don't have to use Planned Parenthood. They could care less where the people you serve go. They just want their will to be done. They could care less.
They don't even want you to have sex. They don't even, right? Because they're judgmental even about premarital sex.
Well, we don't even want to talk about that, David. That's a whole nother can of worms. Because by the time they get exposed, I mean.
Yeah,
it's
well,
true.
That's the point. They say, but they always caught doing things that they supposedly are voting against, right?
Right.
So you're absolutely correct. Let me say this too. I appreciate your organization for reminding, or at least exposing, or if not reminding, at least exposing Reginald Tate's vote as it relates to Planned Parenthood, because I was not clear about that. So I saw it on Facebook, and I appreciate that. Although I cannot vote for him, he's not in my district. I don't appreciate that at all. So I'm glad your organization is doing that. And lastly, unfortunately, President Agent Orange, that's what I like to call him, aka Donald Trump, do not have to overturn Roe v. Wade. All they got to do is make it possible for those states to make it almost impossible for women to have the right to choose. And I am for a woman's right to choose. That does not mean that I am supportive of abortion. It means I'm for a woman's right to decide for herself what's best for herself and her body. That's what I support.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, David.
Thanks for calling in, David.
Thank you.
Well, absolutely.
You too.
I think there's so many things I could comment on what he just said. That was a great call in. I think it's important, a couple of things to definitely make sure when we're talking about healthcare, to hold our elected representatives responsible if they want to take away healthcare access for ourselves, for the people in our community. That's really important.
Yes.
And then he is right about, Roe v. Wade is not the only way to make getting abortion access harder. In 2014, Tennessee passed Amendment 1, which basically amended the Tennessee Constitution to remove the right to privacy that was there, basically giving lawmakers more ability to restrict and regulate abortion in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And we've seen that. We've had new laws regulating and restricting abortion since that time, and that's something we all need to be aware of, that abortion is already very difficult to access.
And if they are able to do a reversal on Roe versus Wade, I was just reading some of with abortion being outlawed and becoming totally illegal, even in cases of incest or rape, or if a woman's health is in, maybe a life or death situation. I mean, these guys are really, really crucial with this law.
Yeah. I mean, what it would mean is that women would die. Before Roe v. Wade, women died because women will seek out a way to end a pregnancy if they need it.
Yeah. They
will just hope. I mean,
like the old people used to say, the clothes hanger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we now have medications available that women can use early in pregnancy, but it's scary to think about. And I never thought that I would be in a place where I'd really have to think about the reality and what that means for the women that I, took an oath to take care of when I, became a doctor.
So you are the actual doctor who performs this abortion for the women.
I am.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's get back on Roe versus Wade. We left something out regarding that myth. Not the myth, but the overturning of the case. So I lost track of my thought about it.
You should have wrote it down like I did.
What you write down?
I already answered mine.
Okay, go ahead.
I think if Roe v. Wade was overturned, it would go back to the states.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going to?
Yes. Yeah.
So For example, in Mississippi, there's a law in the books that